And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how billionaires stay billionaires. Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula faces backlash over a $100 million yacht, while New York taxpayers help fund new stadium. A billionaire needs finances. Who is he, Donald Trump's younger brother? His cousin? All right. So the multi-billionaire, let's do this right. The multi-billionaire Terry Pegula, the owner of the NFL's Buffalo Bills and the NHL's Buffalo Sabres, you know, the team that's been tanking for like 15 years straight, isn't in good standing with some New Yorkers after a recent video of his yacht anchored in Newport, Rhode Island surfaced. It's normal for billionaires to be spotted with these massive vessels, but when New York State taxpayers are partially covering the cost of the Bills' new $2.1 billion stadium in Buffalo, in Buffalo of all places, they're taking exception to Pegula's $100 million yacht, Top 5 2. That's what he named it, Top 5 2. Wouldn't that be the top 10? Some members of the Bills Mafia, the Bills Mafioso, were fierce and made their opinions known on social media. Oh boy. The Pegulas are relaxing in Newport while we pay for the stadium. That's a slap in the face. That definitely is a slap in the face. Bills fans are angry that team owners Terry and Kim Pegula drive around their mega yacht worth nearly $100 million, while local taxpayers are paying at least $850 million for the new stadium. Another Reddit user wrote, "Love the Bills, but the stadium deal is robbery. Pegula pays nothing while we go broke." This is how billionaires stay billionaires. The taxpayers go broke funding their projects. Ain't that awesome? While some are furious, others are pointing fingers at state legislators instead. The city didn't have to approve the deal. They did, one ex-user said, and he also put down a damn good product on the field before building a new stadium. I'm not really standing with the billionaires here, but I'm just saying, the city approved it, not Terry. Buffalo, have you won a Super Bowl yet? Yeah, the product ain't that good, is it? New York taxpayers will pay $600 million for the new Highmark Stadium construction, while Erie County taxpayers are adding $250 million. This is the most taxpayer money ever committed to an NFL stadium. This is the most taxpayer money ever committed to an NFL stadium. There have been many critics of the deal, especially concerning Pegula has a reported net worth of $7 billion. While he is shelling out the lion's share of the funds for the stadium, taxpayers feel that many millions could have been used elsewhere, whether it be social services, education, or another sector. Adding to the frustration is the fact that the construction is $560 million over its original estimate. It's $560 million more than what they said it was going to be. That's not a couple of screws and some concrete you forgot to add. That's a half a section of the freaking place you forgot to add. Oh yeah, we got $560 million for the concession stand. We forgot to add the concession stand. We forgot to add the turf. We forgot to add the seats. $560 million more than what they said it was going to be. New York Governor Kathy Hochul, a die-hard Bills fan who is a native of Buffalo. That's all you got to say right there. You know they got the money. Said in January 2024, it was hard to pass through legislation to get taxpayer money to help fund the stadium, but we got it done. We got it done, guys. We got it done. We made sure the taxpayers are paying half of the bill, so they can foot half of the bill. Taxpayers for a building that they will never own and that Terry Pegula has all rights over. He can sell that building whenever he wants and doesn't have to give a dime back to the taxpayers. This is how billionaires stay billionaires. Because they pay people off like Kathy Hochul, who's the governor of New York, who just happens to be from Buffalo and also a die-hard Buffalo Bills fan. I'm a native from Buffalo. I was born at Buffalo Children's Hospital. That place is a worthless cause. Worthless cause. $2 billion for a stadium for a team that lost 4 Super Bowls in a row and hasn't been back since. Gotcha. As for the 200-foot super yacht Pegula owns, it was custom built and delivered in 2021 is valued between $75 million and $100 million. From designer interiors including Louis Vuitton and Gucci, the yacht offers a glass-sided spa pool, sauna, gym, cinema lounge, and much more. It's fully loaded, ladies and gentlemen. The yacht is reportedly available to charter at around $500,000 a week. Yep, $500,000 a week, and you can go out on this dude's private yacht. This dude that said that the Buffalo Sabres would be Stanley Cup contenders in 3 years, 14 years ago, 15 years, 17 years ago, 19 years ago. It was some time ago. This dude said that the Buffalo Sabres would be Stanley Cup contenders. 3 years after he bought it, they would be Stanley Cup contenders. 3 years after this guy bought the Buffalo Sabres, they decided to go on a 15-year tank. And they get rid of all their good players. And then they get bums in. And they can't really break 500 each season. And he wants $2 billion. I thought Kim owned the Buffalo Bills. I thought that's how it worked. Kim Pegula owned the Buffalo Bills and Terry Pegula owned the Buffalo Sabres. Meanwhile, they're putting all the money in the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Sabres are just losing and losing and losing, and the fans are all pissed off because we don't want to see a bunch of losers on the ice. But that's all that this dude puts on the ice is a bunch of losers. And then he hires people that they don't know what they're doing. And then he keeps those people around for decades. Then he fires coaches. Then he hires them back. What? This dude has no clue what he's doing other than bamboozling the tax-paying citizens of New York State. New York State is footing the bill, half of the bill, for Terry Pegula's stadium. This is how billionaires stay billionaires, and Kathy Hochul should be held accountable. New York State, the residents of New York State should own half of that stadium. When Terry Pegula sells it, New York citizens should get half of that money, no matter what he sells it for. They footed half the bill, they get half the profits. Why is it that New York State can vote to spend taxpayer money on frivolous things like a NFL football stadium that is literally worthless? What is that stadium going to do? $850 million could go to help the homeless. It could go to help feed the starving. It could go help the education of the children. It could help sick children get better. There's so many things New York State could be doing. But they're too high on their own drugs that they're providing for everybody else. So now we need entertainment because we're so high. We don't know what's going on. I want to know if Kathy was stoned during that meeting. Did she smoke a lot of weed? Because New York State, you can have 2 ounces of weed on your persons at all time. Excuse me. How much marijuana do you need to smoke? For real. Before you go and pass legislation that the New York taxpayers must and are now obligated to foot half of the bill for a $2 billion stadium that costs $560 million more than what they originally stated. This dude's a billionaire. $2 billion could have came out of his pocket easy peasy. And he's got $5 billion left to play with. They want to make it sound like he's almost broke. Well, $2 billion and he only has $7 billion. That means he only has $5 billion left. Well, then maybe he shouldn't have bought the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres. Maybe he should not have bought a sports team, period. Because he doesn't know what he's doing. This dude doesn't know his ass from a hole in his face. And then he handed over the Buffalo Bills to his wife because they said it was a conflict of interest to have him own the Sabres and the Bills. Terry Pegula owns the Sabres. You see what they're doing. Now he conned New York State into paying half the bill for a new football stadium. And they ain't even been to the Super Bowl in how long? When's the last time they made the playoffs? Oh, last year. When was the time before that? Oh, a decade ago? Oh, wow. Yeah. Great product. You make one playoff run in how many decades? Oh, I'm sorry. 2 playoff runs in how many decades? And how far did you make it? Did you win the Super Bowl? No. No, you didn't. So I think until you win a Super Bowl, I don't think that you should build a new stadium because the team's not worth it. Multi-billionaire. Got New York State to pay for his football field. This is how billionaires stay billionaires. The people pay for their projects, not them. The dude has $7 billion. He could have easily paid $2 billion and had it built. But no, he wants the taxpayers to foot the bill, and then he wants the taxpayers to buy season tickets. This is how billionaires stay billionaires. I say boycott the Buffalo Bills. They suck. Boycott the Sabres, too. They suck, too. And I'm from Buffalo. I ain't a fan of either team. Because once Terry Pegula took over, it's all downhill from there.